good enough for the people in the bake-off tent, then it's good enough for me. And welcome back to this little series that I don't know what I'm calling it yet, but it's the Bake Off subscription box, kind of like Bake With Me. This week is the July box, even though it is August. The July box, which we are making these strawberry and vanilla sandwich biscuits, which in other words are basically just like bougie jammy dodgers. This month is slightly better than last month in terms of like what you needed to buy in addition to the box to be able to actually make it. This week we only needed 250 grams of unsalted butter and 1 large egg. Didn't have to go out and buy a bunch of other stuff like last time. Pretty sure I've got all those things here in the fridge already. If not, we're gonna have a bit of a problem and I'll be running to Sainsbury's. All that came in the box this month, obviously every month you get a new like tool. Last week we had, why do I keep saying week? Last month we had the silicone spatula and a palette knife. This month we have the cookie cutter set, 8-piece cookie cutter set, which is super cute, and obviously we're going to use some of these to make the biscuits today. What I thought was really cool is it actually gave you like a second recipe this month, which obviously doesn't come with the ingredients, but it's just basically like a free cool little recipe card to make the strawberry ones of them. So I might try that out in another video or something. Let me know if you want to see that. But if not, we're going to jump right into making these biscuits. Hopefully this video is going to be shorter than last time. So included in the box in terms of ingredients this month we have icing sugar, flour, white choco drops, caster sugar, a little jar of strawberry jam, and then this little bottle of vanilla extract, which I almost lost because it kind of got like lost underneath the cardboard in the box, and I saw someone talking about this online and they mentioned this. It's a good thing I saw that because I probably would never have found this until it was too late. It's just started raining outside, so it's got really dark in here. I don't really have any good lighting, so sorry about that. But anyway, step 1 is line 2 baking sheets with baking paper. So I'm going to kind of backtrack on the like you don't need anything extra this week because you do need baking paper and like baking trays, but I feel like that's more reasonable of them to assume that people have that in their cupboard than like a very specific fluted tart tin that we needed in the last one. The second stage is to make the biscuits, which is obviously what you do first, which is just mix the butter and sugar in a bowl and mix it all together. More specifically, it was 120 grams of the butter and then the whole packet of the icing sugar, which for reference is also 120 grams. And then it says beat it with an electric whisk, but same as last month, can't really bother to get the electric whisk out when it's not like essential. It also says you can just use a wooden spoon, so I'm using a wooden spoon for this. The next step is to add the egg and half a teaspoon of vanilla, and by half a teaspoon it just means basically eyeball it and put a couple of drops in. And if it ends up being too vanilla-y, is anyone really going to complain? The next step is to sift in 240 grams of the flour, which is like all but 15 grams of what's in this. And obviously, again, I'm not sifting this out because in the bake-off, I'm pretty sure they said that sifting flour is a massive waste of time, so this is hypocritical of them, and I am lazy and will not be doing that today. And then it should basically form a dough, which it has, although my dough is quite, well, not liquidy, but it's quite a wet dough. I don't think it's supposed to do that, but the tip from the tent that we get every month is to basically put the dough in the fridge before you roll it out and then also after you've rolled it out. So considering mine is quite wet, and it is, despite the fact that it's chucking it with rain outside, it is quite hot, so I am going to put my dough in the fridge probably for like 10 minutes. Basically, once it's chilled for like a little bit, we're chopping it in half. Not really sure why we've been chopping it in half, but and then using the 8cm cookie cutter from from our new set of cookie cutters, which is the second biggest one, although I'm tempted to do slightly smaller so that I can have more biscuits, but we'll see how it goes. And then we're rolling it out, chopping, it says it makes 12, so 12 of these, and then I'm assuming we're making 12 with the other one too, but putting a hole in the middle. So I added a bit more flour to it because it was literally falling apart as I was rolling it, and I think it's a little bit better. Maybe that means my biscuits won't be as good, but who knows, guess we'll find out. But we're rolling it out to roughly a £1 coin. I feel like next time I do this, I'm gonna bring a £1 coin with me because you seem to need it for every recipe. And as I said last month, they should include a £1 coin in the box, you know? And then with the other half of the dough, we're basically doing the same again, cutting out 12 with the 8 centimetres, but then you're also gonna use the 3 centimetre one to basically cut a hole out in the middle so that you can like have the jam in there. So, and then that's the top, and the ones that we just did are the bottom. And there we go, we have the ones with the holes in, and then the normal ones. I did actually manage to do like 2 or 3 more than it said, so I think I've got 15 rather than 12. And then because there was like a little bit of dough left over but not enough to make a whole biscuit, I've just done these like tiny little flour ones that come from the inside that I will probably just eat and use any leftover icing on. But basically they go in the fridge now for half an hour while I preheat the oven and make the other stuff. So the biscuits have just gone in the oven to bake for 13 to 15 minutes, and then while we're waiting for that, we're gonna make the buttercream icing, which is actually pretty simple. It's just butter, icing sugar and vanilla extract. And that's it. This is actually a pretty simple recipe. Something I will never understand, and someone please explain to me if you know, why my butter icing, or the butter icing in the photos on the internet, is always really, really white. But whenever I make it myself, it's so like yellow. Is it the butter I'm using? Am I like not mixing it enough? Who knows? But I did look it up and I did read that if you add like a little tiny bit of purple food colouring, it will almost like colour correct it. Like it's never going to be white, but it will colour correct it and lighten it up. So we're going to try that, and if it's a disaster, then so be it. It's not going to change how it tastes, is it? I kind of see the theory behind that, but not gonna lie, don't think it really changed the colour of it. If anything, it kind of made it a little bit grey. So the biscuits have come out of the oven, and I think it's fair to say that some of them are looking a little bit crisp. But then some of them look great. So I think it's fair to say that my oven clearly is not great in the ventilation front. But it'll do, same as last month. It's just me and my family eating them. They're gonna eat them no matter what they look like, let's be honest. And I've got the cute little flower ones, which I'm just gonna eat now while I wait for these to cool. If it's good enough for the people in the bake-off tent, then it's good enough for me that this technique actually does something. Not convinced it does, but we're doing it anyway. The next stage is to put a thing of buttercream down, and then a layer of jam down, and then put them on top of each other. So I'm going to do that. Might do it in a time lapse. Now that they're all done, the final thing to do is to put the chocolate on them, which, open these up, basically just a bunch of chocolate buttons, white chocolate buttons. They taste good, and the way that it says you're supposed to do it is like boil it over the hob, but I really can't be bothered to do that, so I'm just going to put it in the microwave. And then once it's all melted, it's going into the piping bag and then on top of the biscuits, and then we're done. And here we have my final biscuits. Let me show you like a good one on a close-up. Look at this. I'm actually pretty chuffed. Again, maybe I am like secretly a baker at heart, because this went really well, but let's do a taste test. I wanted to see if I could like snap it in half to get like the snap test, but I feel like, oh no, if I do that, it's all just gonna go out. So guess we're just biting it and hoping for the best. I think I overbaked them, but I don't really know. They were definitely past the snap test, I can tell you that. But like when you bite into them, all the stuff just like comes out the sides. But that is everything for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's box. I definitely did. I thought it was a lot simpler than the last box and a lot less stuff was required. Do I think the box is worth it? So it's £20 a month. I'm probably going to say no, but am I going to continue to buy it and use it? Yes, I am, because I do really enjoy using it, but I do think it is a little bit more expensive than it should be. But I don't know, you guys can weigh that up yourself because it is quite a fun thing to do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss next month's box, and I will be doing this for the foreseeable future. And if you haven't seen June's box, which was the first episode of this series, definitely go and check that out. I will either link it in the description or put it on the screen here somewhere. But that's everything for today. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!